those hipsters. I want that.
I said, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop talking to me. Don't stop giving me things.
Alright guys, so here we are for our 5th setup of the F1 2013 game, here for the Monaco Grand Prix, and I can finally say we're using aero, and a lot of it this time. It didn't take me very long to realise that aero was definitely needed around this track. It was probably only about 5 minutes, so in preparation for this lap it was very tricky. It was very hard to get a lap in. It's just so many spots that you can get the lap wrong. But anyway, here's the setup. Let's load it up. It's the second one here. So the aerodynamics is 11-11. Just getting the maximum amount of aero around this track is just the best way around this track, really. Just corner speed is everything, so by having 11-11 you can get through the corners very fast, and you know, it just sets you up for the perfect lap. So moving on to the braking, and this is 48 52 high small. I found that having the balance towards the rear really did help me get through the corners just a little bit better through trail braking and whatnot. High pressure, I don't have any problems with locking up since the balance is slightly towards the rear, and small brakes just because I really want a responsive sort of stopping power there, so that's fine there. And moving on to the balance, that's 11-11. A track like Monaco, it's really sharp, it's really pointy. That's why you want the front end roll bar up to 11, because it gives you that bite and turn in right as soon as you turn the wheel, so that's fine there. Moving on to the suspension, that's 11-11, so you don't need to change that. Compared to my previous setups, the gearbox is very short. I found that having a shorter gearbox really got you through the corners a lot better than a taller gearbox. I tried a gearbox that was much taller, and I just had a lot more understeer, to be honest, so a shorter gearbox is definitely the way to go. And you know, top speed isn't, you know, it means nothing at this track, so all you want is low gears, good corner speed, and sharp acceleration, and that gearbox provides it right there. So moving on to the gearbox, not the gearbox, sorry, the alignment, and that's the same as just about every other track. Full camber to the left and toe all the way to the right. So that's my setup. I have many more setups to come in the future for F1 2013, so subscribe for those. But as for this setup, let's go see how it feels out on track. Alright, so now we're heading out onto the magnificent circuit here, the streets of Monte Carlo. Does it get any better than this? Coming out of the final corner, open the DRS and use up all the curves on the run up to the finish line. Now the braking marker for turn 1 is the F1 2013 signage above. Turn 1, third gear, watch the exit on the left hand side, easy to hit that wall there. Now coming up to the top of the hill, you want to shift down into 4th gear as you approach the left-hander, and then flick it into 3rd gear for this right-hander. Now sizing up the first sector split, you want to shift into 1st gear late. Make sure you don't lose the back end on the run through this corner. Now coming up to the left-hander, 1st gear, turn in late. Make sure you don't hit that ripple strip on the inside. Now 2nd gear is the gear you want to take through the majority of these corners through here. The exit onto the tunnel here, you want to use half of your curves on the run up through here. And now sizing up the Novel chicane, you want to shift into 2nd gear. Just as you go downhill here, flick left and then flick back to the right. Watch your exit, it's really tight there. So coming up to the fast left-hander, now shift up to 6th, then back down to 5th really quickly and back up to 6th again. 3rd sector split coming up, and we're shifting down to 2nd. Flick it right, then back left again. Watch the exit on the right-hand side there. Shifting down into 1st gear very late through the Rascasse corner, and shifting back up to 2nd and holding that through the final corner using the rest of our curves and the DRS on the run up to the line. Let's see what the lap time is. And we've done a 109.741, some 2/10 better than our previous lap. So it was an okay lap. It was fairly decent. Obviously not perfect, but it was fairly close. I only ran wide a couple of times over the course of the lap, so I think I could have improved by a couple of tenths, but overall it was a fairly decent lap. So I hope you enjoyed the lap and the setup, of course. The setup does feel very nice around here, particularly the gears. I just geared them so much towards cornering, so that the gears are really suited to every single corner on this track. It just feels so nice. So here is a replay of the hot lap. It's just from the replay cameras, so you can enjoy a third-person view of the hot lap. So I hope you enjoyed the setup. Make sure you subscribe for more F1 2013 setups in the future. But until my next video, guys, I will see you next time.